Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome to Harris Hill Raceway, a cool little grassroots track outside of Austin, Texas, here where I live. As you saw with the title of today's video and the thumbnail, we have a very exciting announcement. We have a brand new motorcycle in the Yami Noob stable. I'm sure you're excited to see it, but before you see it, why don't you hit subscribe for me? Maybe you can hit a like before you see the bike. Maybe you don't want to go in the comments and see what it is before it actually is, but I won't make you guys wait too long. Without further ado, let's check out my brand new motorcycle. It's this. Look familiar? I don't know if you've been watching the channel for a bit, it probably does. This is a KTM RC390. So why did I buy this bike? Didn't I already own one of these? Well, the one that we owned was a giveaway motorcycle. So that bike went off to a fella named Duncan, who lives in Missouri, if I remember correctly, who is now enjoying his bike and enjoying his life with his brand spanking new free motorcycle that he received, which if you guys don't know, I give them away. Click the link below and check that out. We've got 3 bikes up for grabs, but this one is for me. This is a personal bike that will actually live here at Harris Hill Raceway. As a lot of you guys know, I've got a 675R track bike that is still very much in the stable. I've not gotten rid of it. I still have the 675R. It's just up at a different racetrack, and this bike is going to serve a bit of a different purpose, so let's discuss that really quick. So for me, the RC390 is going to serve as a very strict track day training tool. I picked up this bike for about like $3,400. This really nice guy named Reed over here at Harris Hill hooked me up with it because the story is I actually came up literally yesterday just to take a look at the track, just to get a lay of the land, and you know, I got hooked up with Reed over here, who actually has a garage and a space available for it. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I definitely am interested in the space in your garage that you have here. And he was like, hey, I also have a bike for sale. And I was like, well, I can't say no to a good bike for sale. So we got to talking. The price was right. The type of bike was right. And we did the deal and got it done. So this is my bike now, which will live here at Harris Hill. The point of the RC390 for me is going to be a bike that I'm going to use to train with, to run drills with, to get faster with. The little bikes teach you a lot. And as fun as my 675R is, I would much rather learn and get good on a little bike so that I can take those same skills and get good on the 675R. The other thing is, as well as the 675R is actually about 3 hours away from where I live here in Austin. It's up in Decatur. I can only get up there maybe like twice a month if I'm lucky, for maybe like 4 days at a time, that's good track time, don't get me wrong, but here Harris Hill is only 30 minutes away from my house, and you know, I can come out here on a whim and just do some track days, get some session in, get some seat time in, and really run some drills, do some braking, you know, just do the fundamentals to really get good on a racetrack, because I'm actually going to be working on my racing license next year. I'm going to be involved with the CMRA here in Texas and hopefully run some races, which would be really exciting and really fun. So this bike is going to be my little teacher of sorts. It's going to be the little bike that's going to teach me a lot and hopefully get me to be a verified fast boy. So we'll see if that works out. So today we're going to be doing the intro to Harris Hill here. They actually have all their new members do a sort of introduction class and a sort of, they call it a how we roll situation. So I'm going to be doing that and then hopefully running some sessions as well. One of my friends here named Adam from our Discord server is actually here. If you guys are longtime viewers, you'll know that you saw him at the Road Atlanta video I did with the RC8R. Really exciting motorcycle. This is kind of the RC8R's little baby brother. So let's walk through this bike a little bit and why I ended up buying it anyways. So, as most of you know, KTM RC390, 373 or 383, I don't remember. It's a 370-something cc single cylinder. Pretty sure it's a 373 cc. Makes about 45 horsepower. Not a lot of power, but this is one of those small displacement bikes that if you watched my review on it, you'll know that I mentioned that it's the perfect tool to learn with, and I couldn't be more pleased to own another one, because now it's going to live at the track and do its thing and really teach me how to get good and get riding and build that muscle memory to go fast on the racetrack. This one in particular is a 2016 model, and those of you familiar with the RC390 are already going to be clamoring, saying, Yami Noob, the KTM RC390 from 2016 has those valve problems, it has head gasket problems, it has all kinds of problems in the engine. And that's exactly what I asked Reed about when I bought this motorcycle. I said, hey, I know for a fact that these 2016s, these early generation KTM RC390s, they are known for having problems and issues and all kinds of stuff, and he actually has gone gone in and adjusted a lot of those problems. So Reed is a bit of a tinkerer. He mentioned to me he's done all kinds of little modifications and little things to this bike here and there, and actually has the head gasket issue solved. He's measured the valves that are within tolerances. So I feel good about it. I feel pretty good about it. The other thing is I'm renting the garage from Reed, and he's here often. So if anything happens with the bike, I'll just hit up Reed and be like, hey man, why'd you sell me this bike that doesn't work? Just kidding. I won't harass Reed. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty exciting motorcycle. The other big thing for me that Reed actually did is he installed this aftermarket radiator system in here. This is not the factory radiator system. This is actually a piece that Reed put in that's more freer flowing, better ventilation, which is great because if you're running, at the limit on the track, you definitely want something that's going to keep you nice and cool. First thing I'm going to do to this bike, though, is tank grips. Obviously, you guys know I love tank grips on a motorcycle. But yeah, I'm really excited. This came together pretty much miraculously perfectly. Like, I now have a tiny bike at a track that's near me that I can run and get good with, so I couldn't be more pleased. So actually now I will cut to a few hours from now because it's still early morning here, and I'll be out there on the track having some fun. So I'll see you guys there. All right, guys, I almost forgot to go film some stuff on track. I've put in, gosh, who even knows how many laps I've done, but it's a lot. On the little RC390, getting ready to go back out, making sure I'm mic'd up. Okay, we're good. We got the track until it gets dark, as far as I've been told. So I'm gonna go out, get a few more laps in, see if I can follow Sean, the instructor I was following earlier. It seems like he's running a very moderate pace, so I could probably keep up with him. He races little Ninja 250s and 400s around this track. Does endurance racing, 6-hour type of stuff, which is bonkers. It's a very long time to be on track. So let's go. So you guys are probably familiar with me being mounted up on a little RC390. And as I mentioned in my review of it, it's just such a great track-focused motorcycle. It just really does perform really, really well. Let's head out and get a few laps in. Let's do this. Oh, there goes Sean. I'm going to wait for him to come around and then go bother him a little bit. We'll see if we can keep pace with him. He's pretty quick around this track, I gotta say. Maybe these guys will loop around and I can play with them. We're probably only gonna be able to get like 3 or 4 laps in because it is, oh, here we go. Got someone we can play with. How short the gears are on this bike. I'm used to my Daytona, so this feels really strange to me. I'm gonna pass this guy on the outside. So this is exactly what I wanted from this little bike, man. Just dialing in those little movements. It's all about corner speed with the bike with 45 horsepower. It's all about staying as flat out as long as you possibly can and braking as late as you can too. Now, I really don't like the tires that are on this bike. They're very road biased and they're really not my favorite. But they're doing the job. I just picked up this bike today, so no time for modifications just yet. Ah, I blew that one. That was terrible. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually really tough vlogging and trying to rip a pretty decent lap. So you'll notice I'm quiet a lot of the times. Oh, you can carry a lot of speed through here, wow. So one thing you'll notice about this track is that it has a lot of what we call character. The reason that I think this is actually a good thing is because that makes it so that you really have to pay attention to what it is you're doing. There's quite a few lines you can't really take on this track because it's just like you really don't want to hit some of these bumps and tar snakes and stuff. All this corner speed, all this corner speed. Let it wiggle underneath you a little bit. Look really far ahead. Aim for your apex. Hold this one to the inside. Grab a gear up. Fly out a little to the outside. Grab another gear up, why not? Experimenting with trailing it in and downshifting. It's always been a bit of a struggle for me. Always working really hard to keep my weight off the bars. Keen observers will notice this bike doesn't have tank grips, which is my favorite mod to do to any motorcycle. And so this makes it a little harder to ride. But that'll all come in due time. The RC390, well, a little early there. RC390 is a great platform right out of the blocks. You see all these bumps, man. You gotta get used to it. You gotta ride it, baby. See, this line, you obviously would want to go wider than cut in, but the problem is you hit some of those tar snakes. If you hit them at the wrong speed, it just feels so sketcy. I'm gonna do one more lap and then pit in. Yeah, these tires are so not what I'm used to on track. Carry a lot of speed through here. Carry this gear down a little bit. Yeah, that feels better. Inside line here, pull it outside, line full of bumps. Right? Look into the future, baby. Look into the future. RC is blinking at me. I don't know. I think it's just the revs. Sorry, I got distracted. I just saw it blinking at me. The RC is not known for being the most reliable thing in the world. Let's pit in now. These little bikes, I'm telling you, teach you so much. Yeah, the RC, man, it's I'm glad I got this bike. I think it's a great bike out of the box, but fuck me, it is not the greatest thing in the world. Build quality suspect, but you don't care on a track bike, do ya? Checkered flag is out. these little bikes are just telepathic. One issue that I've been having with it is the gearing is so different than the 675R, obviously. So you have to shift so much more, and the rev limiter comes at like 10.5 or 11. So I'm used to shifting by my ears, which this thing won't really let you do. Clip this. See, it just pops out of gear sometimes. It's kind of a shitbox, the little RC. Cool down a little bit on these last corners. Just kidding, we'll cook it pretty good. The last few corners, why not? And we're pitting out. Shift down a couple gears. Raise your arm. And you're pitted. So, I hope you enjoyed this lap aboard the RC390. I'm probably not going to post up too much content about this thing, just because like no one really cares about this stuff, man. This is just really for me to enjoy and to care about. So it's just one of those things where I feel like it's just going to be for me to really enjoy. So yeah, this bike's going to function purely as a practice bike for me. I want it to be one of those bikes where, you know, you just kind of give it some throttle, you make it real quick, focus on the important stuff, corner speed, all that. That's what this is about right here, man. That's what this little bike is about. I hope you enjoyed a couple laps aboard the RC390. Obviously they were not perfect because I have a big heavy camera on my helmet, and it's just hard to talk and to focus that heavy. So my fastest laps are definitely not the ones where I'm talking, but still, this thing's a lot of fun. It's going to teach me a lot. I'm very excited to get more consistent track time. This thing is an absolute blast. And that's it. I'm going to be out here as much as possible. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.